Hey guys, welcome back to MU Sports TV. Manchester United are playing in the UEFA Europa League final on Wednesday, the 21st of May, against none other than Tottenham Hotspurs, an all English final. The last time we had an on all English final, I think it was in 2019, if I'm not wrong. The final between Spurs and Liverpool in the Champions League, where Liverpool won. So another All English final we are having this season. The last time we had an All English final in the Europa League was between the London club Chelsea and Arsenal, where Chelsea won. And also now we have another All English final between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspurs at San Mames or San Mem Stadium in Bilbao, Spain. The same stadium where Manchester United won 3-0 against Bilbao. So I think United have a bit of a taste of what San Mams looks like, and I know that might be in the advantage of Manchester United if they are to play into it. So I think at the moment what I'm going to talk about is all about the team news, with the players we expect to be back, and some surprise we might have on Wednesday. Because I tell you what, Spurs are really prepared. They played their last two Premier League matches with the second team. The first team have been rested, including the goalkeeper Vicario, Amiki, Romero. All these players have been rested. Those because they always have injury issues, and Ange didn't want to take any chances because the Premier League was done. So for United, I think Amorim wanted to win games because we've been having a poor season. So he decided to go with the first 11 in our last two games against West Ham and against Chelsea, but we lost all those two games. But we lost Lenioro against West Ham by injury. So there's still a chance that Lenioro might be available against Tottenham on Wednesday. At the moment, we know that the players that are sidelined are Alessandro Martinez, Diego Dalot, Joshua Zirkzee, Mathis Delight, and Lenioro. All these players have been sidelined, but Alessandro Martinez, for his case, he suffered from ACL, and for ACL, Alessandro Martinez will be back the start of September or the end of August. That is next season. So for Alessandro Martinez, we won't be able to see him now or even in the preseason because his injury requires time to heal. Diego Dalot, I was injured and missed our last two games. Although somehow he always is poor defensively, but offensively Diego Dalot has something to offer. And that is where I think he is clear that Mazraoui has the ability to defend and to play those tricky passes. But in terms of attacking, I think Diego Dalot has the capability of scoring goals than Mazraoui. So, but I'd choose Mazraoui over Diego Dalot any day, anytime, because we need to defend. Our problem has been conceding cheap goals, and we don't want to happen against Spurs on Wednesday. So when I was checking the media duties for UEFA ahead of this final, there were some names that were present in that exercise. I spotted Diego Dalot, who is injured at the moment. I spotted Lenioro, who is injured at the moment. I spotted Matthias de Ligt, and who is injured, and I also spotted Joshua Zirkzee. Remember, Joshua Zirkzee during his I think first time with Alphonso Davies, he was asked about if he'll be available for the final. He said, "I can't rule it out, yeah, but it's nearly impossible. But anything can happen. So we never know. Maybe Joshua Zirkzee might be the bench. The rest, the past reports we've been having, mixed reaction, mixed reports from different outlets saying that Joshua Zirkzee might be fit enough to be on the bench. But don't get me wrong. I think this final we can win it even without Joshua Zirkzee. we don't need to have to rush him back because we need him next season. We saw what he can do, what he's capable of, and we want him fit enough for next season. That is the what that is the what is important now is to keep him fit for next season. Against Spurs might be too soon for him, if you ask me. That being keeping him on the bench against Spurs, I think uh what if he plays and maybe the injury had not healed yet, and it turned out to be something big now. So Joshua Zirkzee position is always the CM behind the striker. We can have Mount playing there, Garnacho can play there, Amad Diallo is there, Bruno can play there. So even Manu can play there. So I don't think we should rush him to return. So for Joshua Zirkzee, I think we can rule him out against Spurs on Wednesday. Diego Dalot, I don't know his case. I don't know what injury he suffered from a groin injury. Yeah, and according to Amorim, he said that some of these players are really working hard. They want to be involved on Wednesday. They are working hard and they want to be involved. There was no picture of them on training on Wednesday last week. There were no any footage of them on training. But Amorim said they are working behind the scene in order to be fit enough to face Spurs on Wednesday. So for Diego Dalot, I might say there might be a surprise as far as Diego Dalot is concerned. So for Diego Dalot, I think there's a 50-50 chance he can be available and he can't be available. The chance of him being on bench against Spurs is 50%, and the other percent also is the chance of him not available against Spurs on Wednesday. Another player who I think might return is Lenny Yoro. Lenny Yoro was injured against West Ham. Yeah, he was replaced in the second half by Harry Maguire. Um, Ben Amorim said that Lenny Yoro's injury is not serious, and it's something that will be checked day by day. There is no official confirmation of his injury by the club. That means it might be a good news, and according to Rich Fay, he said that Lenny Yoro was hitting the gym when the other players were training at Carrington. So that might be a proof of what Amorim said, that some of these players are working behind the scene in order to be fit for this past game. And I think there's a high chance Lenny Yoro could be back against Spurs. We need Lenny Yoro back, and we need him with Delict or maybe one of them, because we don't want come on guys, we need to win this title, and winning this trophy means we need to feel our strongest first level. We need to play our best game, and Lenny Yoro has been influential. Is a carrying is a ball carrying defender, something we have missed for a long time now. And his performance against Bilbao at Old Trafford was an indication that we need him in the final against Spurs, and his absence will be no will be not will be seen. So there's a high chance Lenny Yoro could be back against Spurs. Yesterday there were news that Lenny Yoro is back on the grass, which is very important. Remember, we have Monday, Tuesday for the players to train to be fit. So Lenny Yoro back on grass yesterday, according to reports we had, is that Lenny Yoro or rather Lenny Yoro is back on the grass and doing his own personal training in order to be fit enough to face Spurs. Maybe tomorrow or today he might be involved in team training. Remember, there will be no open live training for this game because it was already done last week on Wednesday according to UEFA rules. So there'll be no any other live training on Tuesday or maybe on Monday. So we won't be able to see which players are training ahead of the final. So at the moment we keep on guessing who will be available and who won't be available. So at the moment I think Lenny Yoro has a chance of being available against Spurs. There is a 80% of Lenny Yoro being available, and there is a 50% Lenny Yoro could be starting against Spurs on Wednesday. Matthias de Ligt, I don't know more about de Ligt. He was back after missing some few games through injury, but against Brentford he was injured again. It was a minor setback, and I think he is among the players who are working behind the scene in order to be fit against Spurs on Wednesday. So I'd say we could have Matthias de Ligt back the bench. So there's a high chance we could have Matthias de Ligt back on the Matthias de Ligt back on the bench against Spurs on Wednesday. So there was a good news against Chelsea, even though we lost 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. But there was a bit of good news as Eden Heaven was back after a long time out. Remember, he was injured in March 16th against Leicester. And since then, he has missed several games, both in the Premier League and in the Europa League. But he was back against Chelsea on Friday. So I think we know what kind of defender he is. You know, he's very, very strong, and he did well before his injury against Leicester. So I will be happy. It was a good, no, it was good to see him back on the grass and playing. So Eden Heaven being back, and maybe we will have Lenny Yoro, and maybe one of Lenny Yoro or Delight back. So Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro, and Eden Heaven, the defense against Spurs, I think will be good enough. And also uh, Mazaraoui being available, Luke Shaw, Patrick Dog, all these players are being back. So as I was saying now, we could see some of the players back in the against the game against Spurs, and we have a chance of welcoming Lenny Yoro back. I think he's more like 100% he'll be available, but 50% he will start. Matthias de Ligt, we could have him back as well. There's a high chance he could be back, and there's a high chance he could be in the bench against Spurs on Wednesday. So guys, we need a strong 11, and there's a post I made after the game against Chelsea, and I said this, and I'm going to say it again. We are not winning the Europa League with Rasmus Højlund as a striker. It is going to be difficult, and not that I don't. Okay, I'm not against him, but I'm against the idea of starting him, because we've seen the opportunities has been given by the manager, the trust, but somehow he has failed to take that opportunity. As Højlund against Chelsea, I know I saw the outrage from many the pundits and the community about Højlund. It is as if the first time they're seeing him. I've watched Højlund this season, and I've not been impressed so far with him. The last time I was impressed with Højlund was against Bodo Glimt and maybe Victoria Pleasant. That was in the Europa League. I think last year. The Premier League, Højlund has not been there, and since we are facing a Premier League team in the Europa League, it's like we are playing a Premier League match. So we have had a quite difficult time playing Premier League sides. The last time we won against a Premier League side was back in March 16th, 2 months ago. It's the first time we won against a Premier League team, and it was Leicester City, who are now relegated. The last time we won against a non-relegated team was back in January 26th, the 1-0 win against Fulham. So this tells you why I think Spurs have a clear chance of winning. I know many will say United are the favorites, but tell you what, Spurs are the favorites. United are the underdogs. And if we could win this trophy on Wednesday, it's because of the commitment of the players that we have, like Amad Diallo, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Harry Maguire. These players, if they can turn up on Wednesday, we are lifting the trophy, because we are not winning or scoring any goal without Amad Diallo stepping up, without Bruno Fernandes stepping up, without Casemiro doing his things, without our defense being compact. We are not winning the trophy. Spurs are a dangerous team, and they have won 3 times against us this season. The Premier League, 3-0, 1-0 in the Premier League. The 4-3 win in the Carabao Cup. So Spurs have had an easy time playing against us this season, and they don't have any pressure heading into this match against us. They are confident. But United, they are heading into this match with pressure. But Ruben Amorim is heading into this game with pressure because he needs to deliver. So I think he needs to be cautious with his lineup. If you ask me, I think it's high time we play a false nine. Guys, Chelsea won 1-0 against United on Friday without Nicolas Jackson, without McGeehoo, and without Nkunku. They played Pedro Neto as a false nine, and everybody, Palmer, Pedro Neto, all these Madueke, all these players were getting, even Cucurella, all these players were getting into that position. It was an open position. Anybody can be there. That is what I want Amorim to do on Wednesday. Play with the false number 9. Because there's no way we are going to play with Holland. Someone who, if you pass the ball to him, the ball is immediately turn the opponent, and it is a counter attack. It was so boring and so annoying to watch him on Friday, 90 minutes plus 7 against Chelsea. He can't dribble, he can't complete a pass. There's nothing Holland can do. He's just there being annoyed each and every time, doing nothing, running like, I don't know. So, in order to win the Europa League on a Wednesday, Ruben Amorim needs to make some drastic and harsh decisions. It's just for the trophy. I know. Okay, if he decides to start Rasmus Højlund, if he plays awfully in the first 45 minutes, Amorim, no need of giving him some moments in the second half. Just hook him off the first half and bring somebody else in the second half, because that is not we don't need the 3 points. We need the trophy. And losing against Spurs, handling Spurs the first with the trophy, and I don't know how many years, will be laughable. Remember, the pressure is on us to deliver, because somehow the season is all about players and teams breaking their cars. Harry Kane broke his cars, won a trophy. Bologna won a trophy. Palace against City won a trophy. FC20 won a trophy. So Newcastle also won a trophy. So I tell you what, this is a season of breaking these cars, but it is Tottenham. We need to win. We need to win against Spurs on Wednesday, and I'm confident if Amorim is going to field the strongest ever possible lineup on Wednesday. The moment I'll see the lineup, I'll predict. At the moment, I can say it is 50-50. Anybody can have it, but I have strong faith in United that we can do it on Wednesday. Thanks for watching, guys.